Hello dear learners, welcome to the video lecture on IUPAC rules for naming alkanes part 2. The learning outcomes for this video lecture is the learners will be able to draw the structural formula from the IUPAC names and you will be able to explain IUPAC rules for naming cycloalkanes. So let's revise the IUPAC rules for naming the alkanes. Rule number 1 is select the longest possible continuous carbon chain. Then give the name to the longest continuous carbon chain depending upon the number of carbon atom present in that chain. The next step is number the longest chain. Remember that while numbering, you have to start the numbering from an end on which the substituent carrying carbon atom must possesses the lowest possible number. Then you have to identify the substituent and give the name to the substituents by prefixing its position number. Then give the name of compound by prefix the position number and name of substituents onto the name of parent chain. Suppose same substituents are present 2 or more times, then you have to use a prefix such as di, tri, tetra, etc. depending upon the number of times that substituents are present. Sometimes there are 2 or more different substituents are present in your alkane. Then you have to arrange the name of substituents according to their alphabetical orders. So these are the IUPAC rules for naming the alkanes. So let's try to draw the structure from IUPAC name. So IUPAC name of one of the compound is 4-ethyl 3-methyl heptane. So think on that. Try to draw the structure of this compound. Follow the step number 1. You have to draw a parent chain or longest carbon chain skeleton and number it. So in that example, the parent chain is a heptane. So heptane means there are 7 carbon atoms. So you have to draw a 7 carbon atom containing longest chain and number it from any end, means from left to right or right to left. So here I have used a numbering system from left to right. Then follow the step number 2. You have to identify the substituents and attach that substituents to the parent chain as per their position number. So in that example, first substituent is 4-ethyl. So attach ethyl group at C4 carbon atom in a continuous chain like this. Then move on the next substituent present in your example. So next substituent is a methyl group. So attach methyl group at C4 position given in that structure. Now the step number 3 is the most important step. That is, you have to supply the hydrogen atom to each carbon atom in a chain to satisfy the valency of carbon atom. Dear student, always remember that carbon only has 4 bonds in order to complete carbon octet. So you have to attach the hydrogen atom in a such a way that each carbon atom should form 4 bonds like this. So we have to add a number of hydrogen atom to carbon atom in order to each carbon atom have formed 4 bonds. So this is the complete structure of 4-ethyl 3-methyl heptane. As this chain contains the 7 carbon atom, at 4th position there is ethyl substituents and at 3 number position there is methyl substituents. So this is how we can able to draw a structure depending upon a name of compound given by the IUPAC nomenclature system. So let's see about the cycloalkanes. Cycloalkanes are the alkanes in which the carbon atoms arranged in a ring. In normal alkane, the carbon atoms are arranged in a straight chain, but in case of cycloalkane, the carbon atoms are arranged in a ring. Remember that always you have to use a cyclo prefix to name the cycloalkanes. Why cyclo prefix? Because in cycloalkanes, the carbon atoms are arranged in a ring. For example, this is a 3 carbon containing chain and all carbon atoms are arranged in a rings. It can be written in another format like this. So generally, the cycloalkanes are represented by a simple geometrical figure, just like a triangle. So remember that always you have to use a cyclo prefix because the carbon atoms are arranged in a ring, and this cyclo prefix should be added to the name of alkane. So name of alkane should be given depending upon the number of carbon atom present in the ring. So in that example, there are 3 carbon atoms. So for 3 carbon atoms, the name is propane and you have to add a cyclo prefix. So name of that ring is cyclopropane. Similarly, if you increase the number of carbon atom in a ring, then it will becomes a cyclobutane, cyclopentane, cyclohexane and likewise. Remember that each corner in cycloalkanes is always represented as a CH2 groups. So let's see the IUPAC rules for naming the cycloalkanes. Most of the rules which we have discussed in IUPAC rules for naming the alkanes are useful for naming the cycloalkanes. Generally, the name of cycloalkanes are given as alkyl cycloalkanes. So first thing is you have to identify the substituents and give the name of that substituents. You have to always indicate its position number of carbon atom to which substituent is attached. While numbering the cycloalkanes, you have to take care that you have to start the numbering from a carbon atom on which substituents are present. If more than one substituent is present, then you have to give the number to the cycloalkanes in such a way that the carbon carrying substituents must possess the lowest possible number. For example, here we have one cyclic compounds along with the methyl substituents to this carbon atom. So you have to start the numbering from carbon atom on which the substituent is present like this. So in that example, there are no second substituent is present. So you can give a numbering counterclockwise or clockwise because there is no another substituent is present. So name of this compound is 1-methyl cyclopropane. Why propane? Because this cycle contains 5 carbon atoms. Cyclo means there are 5 carbon atoms present in a ring or arranged in a ring, so cyclo prefix are used, and substituents is attached at number 1. So name of substituents is 1-methyl. Name of your ring is cyclopropane. So name of this ring is 1-methyl cyclopropane. Suppose the same substituents are present on a cycle by 2 times or more times. Then you have to always use the prefix such as di, tri, tetra, etc. depending upon the number of times that substituents are present. Suppose substituents are present by 2 times, then you have to use di prefix. 3 times, then you have to use a tri prefix. Likewise, for 4 times tetra, 5 times penta, 6 times hexa and so on. So in that example, we have a methyl substituents present by 2 times, so di prefix is used. So name of this compound is 1,3-dimethyl cyclopropane. So let's see how to give number to this compound, because now it contains the 2 substituents. One of the numbering system is like that. If you number this ring the counterclockwise directions, the name of this compound is 1,4-dimethyl cyclopropane, and if you number this ring in a clockwise direction, the name of compound is 1,3 dimethyl cyclopropane. So in that example, in first example, we have used counterclockwise directions. In that, number 1 is to the carbon atom on which substituent is attached, and number 4 is given to the carbon atom on which second substituent is attached. So here the 1 and 4 is the number of carbon atom on which substituent is attached. On the other hand, if you number the clockwise direction, that time at number 1 and at number 3 of carbon atom on which substituent is attached. So 1 and 3 is the number to the carbon atom on which substituent is attached. So remember that you have to numbering in a cycloalkanes in a such a way that the substituent carrying carbon atom must possesses the lowest possible number. So lowest possible number is 1 and 3 as compared to 1 and 4. So this numbering system is incorrect and this numbering system is correct. So always remember that while numbering you have to select either clockwise or anti-clockwise depending upon the number of carbon atoms given to the substituents carrying carbon atom is the lowest possible. That's why this name is correct and this name is incorrect. So follow this method to give the numbering and name for the cycloalkanes. So always remember that position numbers are separated by commas. So in that example, see 1, 3. So position numbers are separated by commas and the number and name is separated by hyphen. So always remember that two rules. It is most important point while writing the IUPAC names of any compounds. If suppose the cycloalkane contains two or more different substituents, then you have to first arrange the name of substituents according to their alphabetical orders. But question is that how to give a numbering to this ring compound. So first you have to arrange the substituents according to the alphabetical orders. Then you will find out the first substituents. Then you have to give a numbering to the cyclic compound in a such a way that the first substituents carrying carbon atom must possesses the lowest possible number. Or in other words, you can say that the first substituents carrying carbon atom should have one number, means numbering should be started from the carbon atom on which the first substituent is present in case of cycloalkanes. So let's see how to give the numbering. So in that example, we have two different substituents. First is a methyl, second one is ethyl. So as per the rules, you have to arrange the name of substituents according to the alphabets. So here the first substituent is ethyl and second substituent is methyl. Why? Because the ethyl starts from E and methyl starts from M. So as per alphabetical orders, the ethyl is first substituents. So once you have arranged it, then you have to start the numbering from the first substituents containing carbon atom. So your numbering starts from this carbon atom and you have to select the directions of numbering in a such a way that the lowest possible number should be given to the carbon carrying substituent. So here the 3 number is given to the carbon atom on which second substituent is attached. So this direction is counterclockwise. If you numbering from this side, then the substituents carrying carbon atom must having the largest number. So this direction is incorrect and this direction is correct. So the name of this compound may be given by adding the name of substituents. So name of substituent is 1 ethyl, 3 methyl. Ethyl group is attached at 1 number carbon atom and methyl group is attached on 3 number carbon atom. So name of substituent is 1 ethyl, 3 methyl. So substituent names should be prefixed on the parent name. So name of this compound is 1 ethyl, 3 methyl cyclohexane. Why hexane? Because this cycle contains 6 carbon atom. Why cyclo prefix are used? Because carbon atoms are arranged in a ring format. So name of this compound is 1-ethyl 3-methyl cyclohexane. Always remember one rule, you have to use a hyphen between the position number and name of substituents, like here. The 3 is separated from methyl by using a hyphen. Sometimes your cycloalkane rings is act as substituents. When? Suppose in that example, the longest carbon chain contains a 4 carbon atom and cycloalkane contains a 3 carbon atoms. So if the side chain contains the larger number of carbon atoms than the ring carbon atom, that time the ring is act as a substituents. Why? Because the ring containing the less number of carbon atom as compared to the straight chain. So in that case, your cycloalkane ring is act as substituents and name is given like that. That is 1-cyclopropyl butane. Why butane? Because straight chain contain 4 carbon atom. Cyclopropyl means cyclopropane ring is attached. Why it becomes propyl? By removing one hydrogen atom from the alkane, it will becomes a alkane. It will becomes a alkyl. So 1-cyclopropyl is a substituents and butane is the name of longest chain. So whenever there is ring of carbon atoms are less in case of cycloalkanes as compared to the side chain, then that time this cycloalkane ring is act as substituents. So this is all about the IUPAC nomenclature rules for the cycloalkanes. Happy learning. Wish you best of luck.